Welcome, brave soul, I am the forgotten storyteller. Before we begin, tap that like button if you dare, and drop a comment below telling me where in the world you're listening from. And if you make it to the end of this video, I hope to see you in the next story. I hope you're ready, because I am. Let's begin. It begins in a town just small enough to disappear after sunset. Not rural, not bustling, just that strange in-between, where fog likes to cling to traffic lights, and where the hum of fluorescent bulbs echoes longer than it should. On the far edge of this town sits an old hospital, abandoned now, mostly. The sign out front still reads St Elora General, but the letters have peeled and rusted, and the wind rocks the metal ever so softly, a lazy rhythm that keeps time with no one. Most of the building has gone quiet, the parking lot cracked, the ivy creeping up the southern wall, a nest of birds in the ambulance bay, and inside, a symphony of stillness. Corridors of ghost light, empty wheelchairs, gurneys wrapped in cobwebs, and paper charts left open on desks, as if someone might come back to finish them at any moment. Only one person visits now. A janitor is an older man with kind eye, the sort who moves like he's been doing this for decades. No one really remembers when he was hired. Some say he never was. But each night, just as the sun bleeds out behind the hills, he arrives. His name is Martin. And Martin doesn't clean the whole building. Just one wing, one floor, one hallway, the third, the east side, the part that was shut down after the electrical fire, 23 years ago. He doesn't speak to anyone. He doesn't need to. He wears a ring of keys on his hip, and boots that echo down the tile halls with a lonely little tap. He pushes a cart with a slow squeak, and hums sometimes old songs, ones no one's heard since vinyl gave way to static. But he always starts with the same room. Room 313. There, the door is always shut, except when Martin arrives. And when he unlocks it, the smell that spills out is strange. Not decay, not rot, but something like warm wires, singed linen, and the faintest trace of antiseptic, just beneath it all. And in that room, there is a single operating lamp, hanging from the ceiling, still connected, still alive. His bulb flickers softly, not in a harsh stutter, but in a quiet, rhythmic twitch. On and off, then again on and off, as though it's breathing. Martin never replaces it. He's tried many times, but each time the bulb is removed, another appears the next night, fitted perfectly and flickering again. He doesn't speak of it, not to anyone. He just keeps wiping the dust from the floor, sweeping the corners, checking the light, watching it hum. People in town whisper about the East Wing. They say the fire didn't just burn wires. They say it took more than that. One nurse went missing. Another lost her memory, and the surgeon who last worked in 313 was never seen again. No official reports remain. No one talks about it openly, but those who pass by the hospital at night say they've seen a pale glow through the third-floor windows, a pulse of light steady and gentle, like a beacon in the dark. Now tonight, Martin arrives as always. It's just past midnight. Outside, the wind rattles dry branches against the glass, and a soft rain taps at the roof like tiny fingertips. He unlocks the east stairwell, each step groaning softly beneath his boots. The air grows cooler the higher he climbs, but not unpleasant, just still. And then he reaches the third floor. He exhales, sets his cart beside the elevator doors, and walks the dim hallway toward room 313. His key slides in, the lock clicks, the door opens, and the flicker welcomes him. But tonight, something feels different. The light, it isn't just flickering, it's slowing. The rhythm has changed. A longer pause between each blink, and the hum, that low electrical purr, has taken on a new tone, like a voice behind a wall, too thick to hear clearly. Martin doesn't speak, but he listens, and the listening goes deep, like a current in the bones. He sets his mop aside. He steps beneath the lamp, and he looks up into the flicker. And Martin, he stands very still, his eyes fixed on the lamp, his hands loose at his sides, as though he's remembering something long buried in the quiet. He steps forward now, one slow foot at a time. His boots brush against faded scuff marks, lines left behind by gurneys, by rushing feet, by lives once saved and others not. The smell sharpens slightly, that strange blend of ozone and dust, but now tinged with something colder, like old water, like metal that's never dried. And there, beneath the lamp, a shadow begins to stretch, not Martin's. It starts at the wall low and spills across the floor in slow motion. long and narrow, not shaped like any human body. The flicker holds steady for a moment, and in that breathless pause, Martin speaks. Just one word. You. His voice is rough but not afraid, not angry, just weary. Like someone greeting a memory they'd rather forget. The shadow moves closer, and the hum deepens. A low vibration almost felt more than heard. It curls in the base of your spine, just a soft shiver of energy, like the moment before thunder breaks. Outside the rain has stopped, but the windows fog, as though something inside the room is breathing too. Martin closes his eyes, and in that flickering dark, he sees her, the surgeon, Dr. Evelyn Mara. Her hair always tied tight, glasses glinting beneath the harsh lights, voice calm and precise. Until the night of the fire, they never found her body, just the smell, the scorch marks, and the bulb that never went out. Now the shadow under the lamp pulses, and the flicker stops, just stays on, very bright but still unblinking, and in that light the shape becomes clear. A figure, faint as breath on glass, standing beside the operating table. Pale coat, hands folded, eyes that shimmer, like light reflected in water. She doesn't speak, but Martin does. I told them you didn't run, he murmurs, his voice soft, cracking like old paint. I told them you stayed, you tried. The figure shifts. She points to the bulb above, and Martin nods. I know, he says. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out something small, wrapped in linen, a bulb identical to the one glowing above. He holds it up, and the light from above flickers again, not in protest, but in recognition, as if it sees itself. You stand there with them, still and silent, and feel the temperature shift again. A breeze somehow, though the windows are sealed, it moves across your skin like memory, cool and distant, but not unkind. And now the figure fades, not all at once, but gently, like mist retreating at sunrise. The light dims, the hum quiets, and the room exhales, as if a weight has been lifted. Martin replaces the old bulb, screws it in with care, wipes the lamp's rim with his cloth, and then he speaks once more. Sleep now. Outside the hospital, the wind settles, not gone, just quieted, like the world itself is beginning to dream. Clouds drift across the moon, casting long shadows over the cracked parking lot, where puddles reflect the faint glow of the third-floor window. That faint light, still flickering, but softer now, as though it too is growing tired. Inside, Martin wheels his cart slowly down the hallway. The mop head drips gently into the bucket, each droplet echoing like a distant clock. The corridor is still familiar, but no longer watching. The shift has ended, not the job. No, the job never ends for Martin. But this shift, the one that's lasted 23 years, is done. He passes the old nurse's station. It's empty but not abandoned. A coffee cup still sits on the counter, stained brown inside, the rim cracked like a smile. A clipboard rests beside it, its paper yellowed, but the ink still legible. Patient transfer 313, it reads. The name beneath has faded, but the date remains. April 4th, 2002, the night of the fire. Martin pauses, runs a finger across the edge of the paper. Not to read, he knows the words. He was here, that night, before the alarms, before the lights went out. He remembers the hush, the sudden, dreadful calm. That always comes before something breaks. And he remembers Evelyn's eyes, not afraid, just steady and focused. He sighs, folds the paper, and slips it into his coat pocket. Not for memory, for closure. And now he walks toward the stairwell again. But something follows him. Not a shadow, not a sound, just presence. The way the air feels different. When you know you're not alone. He doesn't turn around. He doesn't have to. She's with him. Not haunting, just watching. And not the surgeon, not Evelyn, someone else. They say infrasound, the kind made by old machines, can trick the body into thinking it's being watched. It vibrates just below what ears can hear, causing your skin to prickle, your heart to skip. But there are some watchful feelings that no sound wave explains. Some rooms carry memory, the way cloth carries scent. And this hospital carries hers. The girl from room 313, the last patient Dr. Mara ever treated. No records list her name, but Martin remembers her. Long dark hair, wristband too loose, eyes that never blinked. They said she wandered in off the road. No ID, no shoes, just tears and silence. And Evelyn took her in, operated that night. No one knows why, but some say the fire started just as the girl flatlined, and when the blaze was put out, neither of them remained. Martin descends the stairs, one slow step at a time, and as he reaches the first floor, he hears it, tick followed by another tick. But it's not a clock, it's the flicker. Back again. Even from 3 floors above, he can feel it. A final pulse, a heartbeat, then stillness. He walks to the exit, pushes the old door open. It moans like something half asleep. The night air greets him cool and damp, laced with petrichor and old leaves. The hospital behind him no longer glows. The window has gone dark. Martin walks to the edge of the lot, unlocks his old truck, gets in and sits down, starts the engine, and lets it idle for a while. The headlights catch the vines, curling up the brick, and for just a moment, he thinks he sees a figure in the 3rd floor window. But it's just reflection. He blamed it on lack of sleep, his mind playing tricks. Martin hoped it was all over, but he can't be sure. Only time will tell. Let us know in the comments, do you think it's all over? And also, if you were Martin, would you continue to work there?
Ready for spine-chilling tales that will haunt your thoughts? Subscribe to Forgotten Storyteller for eerie narrations, unsettling mysteries, and haunting stories you won't forget. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a story, because some stories refuse to stay buried. Join us, if you dare.